Well, I've got some dear friends, notably Mike Gatens, Kerry Byer. They're grieving right now as the Richmond Spiders ruined the Iowa Parade in the first round, knocking them out. Big upset. Edgar Navarro comes in and talking with Ethan Katz. He's very high on a couple of guys coming out of the bullpen today, Navarro being one of them. You look at those numbers, doesn't do much for you. A lot of walks, a lot of strikeouts, but the stuff is there. It's just a question of getting innings in. That was in high A at Winston-Salem.
Navarro will face Bryce Ball to get things going here in the top of the sixth. 5-2 White Sox. His first pitch inside. Well, you mentioned the numbers, and while they might not be pretty, you hear some, solid things in the scouting reports on a guy like that. What sorts of things do those scouts look for when those numbers don't represent the way you'd like?
You look for late movement. Velocity sometimes comes with that. Sometimes it doesn't have to, but the action of the fastball especially, and then looking at some of the breaking pitches, understanding that young pitchers have some problems with location normally. But the one thing that you can't teach is a lively arm. You either have one of those or you don't. And so you can pretty much throw out numbers for the young pitchers, the real young pitchers, and you just work on what they do best. You maximize that and just try to teach them to get the ball over the plate.
Liner by Ball off to the left side. Through the shift, over the shift, past the shift. Either way, he beat it. We'll have to figure out exactly how the White Sox will play after the shift is gone, perhaps after this season. But this time, Bryce beats him. And it's the leadoff man on for the Cubs against Edgar Navarro. Good work by Ball. To bring up Levi Jordan. See his numbers at AAA Iowa. Navarro sets and fires breaking ball outside. See some of that late movement. And instead of Levi Jordan, it's Miguel Pabon who's come in to take some swings. There's another offer from Perez. You can see some of that late movement Steve was just talking about, 1-1.
Yeah, right now he's up in the strike zone with everything, but you have to believe that he is pretty excited right now, getting some opportunities in a major league game, even though it is spring training. For the young guys getting a look, these are very heady times. And it's tough sometimes to control the adrenaline rush you're going to get. For the most part, and again, this is just a rule of thumb, when you're wearing 89 in spring training, you know that you're somewhat down the list, and you just want to make an impression. You can make an impression by showing that great movement and throwing some strikes.
The 1-2 bounced outside. It's Carlos Perez behind the plate. Seby Zavala started today.
Perez did a nice job there of somehow stopping that, because that one was well wide of the plate. He was able to move to his right and make sure there was no advancement. But watch it again. That's a slider. And it's one of those pitches where somehow it's got to hit part of your body. Otherwise, you got a problem, and something like that happens.
Perez can't keep this one in front, and down to second base goes Ball. Tough to do it twice in a row on a breaking ball like that.
Yeah, right now, Navarro having some problems with a moving plate.
And a dip to that breaking ball, and he was kind of backhanded.
Yeah, you don't want to see a backhand there. What you want to see is a shift to the right and go down on one knee, get your body in front if you can. But you can't backhand that ball, because when you do, there's no margin for error. You don't have your body out in front to be able to knock it down.
Edgar kind of let it loose on that 3-2, fouled off. Saw that body language after the delivery. Maybe looking for just a little extra. Check of the runner at second. There's the pitch. Called strike 3 right down the middle. Pabon set down. And it's a strikeout for Edgar.
We don't have, or not privy to, the radar guns down here, but that looks to be like 97, 98.
Well, that's a pretty good number to have on the first day of spring.
I would think that that's in that neighborhood, especially with the reaction of Paybon, which was no reaction at all.
There's Jonathan Perlaza, who takes just inside. Perlaza coming on for Darius Hill, or at least hitting in his spot. White Sox lead the Cubs 5-2. Home runs earlier by Andrew Vaughn, Zach Remillard, and Yoelqui Cespedes. A grounder to the right side here will have Remillard up with it. The throw over gets Perlaza. Ball goes over to third, but 2 away.
I'd like to send best wishes and birthday greetings to Brett Ruby. I know you've heard me mention his great-grandfather, Jack Ruby, a number of times. So happy birthday, Brett. Hopefully, great-grandpa will send along something special.
Delvin Zinn in for the first time today. Runner at third, 2 out in the inning. Edgar Navarro looking to work around just a little traffic. Outside. Count goes to 2-0. Nice to be able to celebrate all this kind of stuff here on the first day of spring training. Thought that the rhythms of spring would be a little more upset than they were with the lockout. We're back to baseball, and I got to say, it feels great. Exactly what you wanted to see. Line drive out to left center field, and the Cubs will get one more, this time off Edgar Navarro. It's Delvin Zinn with an RBI single as Bryce Ball comes in from third.
That's one of the lessons that Major League Baseball will teach you. You fall behind 2-0 where a hitter can look for a fastball, and any professional hitter, doesn't have to be Mike Trout, any professional hitter just sitting on a fastball at 2-0, 3-1, you make a mistake then and you're going to get hurt with it, and that makes it a 2-run game.
This is Christian Franklin who will face Navarro here. 5-3 White Sox. Only playing 7 as we get things going. Teams looking to ease into spring training, though, as you said, Steve, this is as accelerated a spring training as there's going to be.
In a normal spring training, hitters are going to be able to get ready in 3.5 weeks. There's no doubt about that. They're going to be ready to go when the bell rings. It's going to be the pitchers that will need a little extra time and a little care and comfort early. You're going to have to protect a whole lot of them, and the good managers around are going to be able to do that. But you have to be really careful with these guys, because if you're going to be in command, and it looked like 2 men on now, it's Perez reaching out the glove a little too quickly, and Franklin getting a piece of the glove. So that goes as E2.
I'll take another look. Perez, yep, just getting that mitt out too far. Franklin got it. And this will bring up Jordan Nwangu for the first time today. 2 on for the Cubs. 5-3 White Sox. Let's look at Tony La Russa. Navarro deals, swing and a miss, and a good slider. Boy, there's the late movement you're talking about. One other note that's going to change just a little bit in 2022. Might seem like a detail, but injured list stints and options are now at 15 days for all teams. Had been at 10. As this one gets away, and the runners move up 90 feet. But that'll change how teams cycle in and out their pitchers and position players and minor league depth, too, that 15-day.
Yeah, I think it's really a good plan to make it 15 days. The reason is, at 10 days, you can basically miss one start and then come back. And there was a lot of teams, not our ball club, of course, but a lot of teams would send guys on vacation every now and then. And you don't want the injured list to be that. You want to be on the injured list because you were actually injured.
It's the injured list.
Yeah,
it's not paid time off.
Right, not as a vacation.
I get you. Navarro fires the 1-1 outside. Second, third, 2 away. Sox lead. Top 6. See if Navarro can get out of the jam. He's got himself in. Called strike 3. He does indeed. The Cubs get 1, but the White Sox still hold the lead on this first day of spring training. Back with more in just a minute.
I'm here with